I'm Ryan Milliken from Hardway Performance, and you're listening to the Diesel Podcast.
I'm Dimitri Miller with No Zone Diesel.
This is Anthony Raines from XDP.
This is Jaron Holder from Holderdown Performance.
Corey Willis from PPEI.
I'm Drew with D&J Precision Machine.
I'm Pinky.
And you're listening to the Diesel Podcast.
Diesel Podcast.
You're listening to the Diesel Podcast.
The Diesel Podcast.
The one and only Diesel Podcast.
What is going on, Diesel Nation? We got a really cool episode for you guys today. We're going to be chatting with Chris Rosscup. He works at Deviant Race Parts and does a ton of different things there. We're going to talk to him about his truck. He's got a Duramax that's making some really good power. You guys have probably seen it out there racing and different competitions. And then also about Deviant Race Parts and the kind of things that they build. They got a ton of things for Duramax trucks and Cummins as well, so we're going to ask him about that. And then also the Hunting for Horsepower event, which is coming up here pretty soon, which has grown so much and become a really cool event in September. So we're gonna pick his brain, chat with him about performance and parts and things like that. But before we get to it, we want to thank two of our sponsors who make episodes like this possible. We want to thank PPEI. Those guys are leading the way with tuning for Cummins, Duramax, Powerstroke, EasyLink, EFI Live. Whether your truck's mild or you're building something 1500 horsepower plus, those guys have a ton of different options for you, and they're constantly updating the platforms. As they make new advancements, you can take advantage of that with your truck, or if you pick up an F-150 3-liter Powerstroke or a 5-liter Titan Cummins, those guys got you covered. Just go to ppei.com. You can check out all that information. And we also want to thank ATS Diesel. If you go to atsdiesel.com, they got a new site. You can search all the parts that you want for Powerstroke, Cummins, Duramax trucks, transmission parts, turbo kits, fueling upgrades, tons of different things. And if you're local to Denver or you want to drive to have parts installed, they have a full install shop as well. So just go to atsdiesel.com, check them out. They got their phone number, all their contact info there. Chris, it's fantastic to have you on the Diesel Podcast today. How you doing, man?
Good, yourself?
It is excellent. Excellent. I've been wanting to chat with you for a long time. I know we've met before, but I wanted to introduce you to our audience and talk about your truck and a bunch of other cool things. Just, if you can, just tell us what you do, what you've been doing, with your truck, what kind of truck you got, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of crazy, engines in and out of that stupid thing. I mean, the Duramax, it's no Cummins, so it's a little harder. Knocking cranks out of the blocks and etc. So it's pretty much the same deal. I mean, Industrial stepped up and hooked me up with a set of their CNC heads, their race heads, and then this last engine here, we went with a Cali's Ultra billet crank in it, so it's all internal balance. So hopefully we can remedy some of the crankshaft issues in it and stop breaking them and bending them and etc.
Now the truck, yours is an LB7?
Yeah, it's an 02 LB7 crew cab.
Nice. What kind of power is it making?
The biggest number we made is 1600 horse. It's constantly fuel only 1400. So it's not one of the super high horsepower like a lot of people's trucks, but I like going fast and I like trying to keep it together,
See, I've seen it in person. It's a beautiful truck. It's I've seen it run on the ATS Dyno a few times, and it's nasty, man.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, there's some big changes coming up for it. We're going to be teaming up with Suncoast, putting some Dodge parts in it and see if we can go fast with those guys.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Gonna be talking. I'm going down to Suncoast here after Hunting for Horsepower and gonna do the Suncoast training on all their new transmission parts and stuff, and we'll be putting together a Duraflight for it.
Cool. It's a pretty sweet swap and what you can do with the tuning of it, and pretty much make it do what you want.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll go fast.
Now, I know you from Deviant Race Parts, but for our listeners out there that may not be familiar, what do you do there?
A little bit of everything. I mean, whether it's building transmissions for them, doing all the new parts, mostly all the new parts, you know, all the air intakes coming out. I do all those. I do all the twin kits, you know, all the R&D. Get everything set up so I can hand it off to my other guy and he can go to production with it.
Nice. So you're the guy, like, say if you're going to build a compound kit or something like that, you're fabricating all of it, getting everything.
Yeah.
You kind of sit there and getting it dialed in.
Yes, sir.
How long does it take?
Shoot, I've been working on some things for, you know, almost a year. It really depends what it is. I mean, turbo kits and stuff like that, that's a good couple weeks to a month of just building stuff, you know. You put a turbo kit together and, you know, it's done. You step back and you look at it and you go, oh, I don't like that at all. That looks disgusting. So you tear it all back down and you start over. So, I mean, sometimes it takes forever.
That's the thing, like, from the outside looking in, is we think, well, it's all the trucks are built the same, and, you know, you do one, you know, you do them all, but then you think, you know, a shop may be installing the turbo kit, maybe a guy at home on the weekend. You've got to think about, like, how it all goes together, the instructions.
That's the main issue.
Yeah.
I mean, you always wish a shop's going to be putting this stuff on most of the time, but 99% of the time it's some guy doing it in his driveway. So that plays a huge toll in it.
Yeah, make it simple and just kind of straightforward to install it.
Right.
I know one of the most popular products, well, at least the one we get tons of questions about, is I have a Duramax and my transmission lines leak. What do I do? And you guys have a really cool fix for that.
Right. Yeah, we definitely roll through some of those. Yeah, we're looking into the new L5Ps. You know, those guys, same issues as the old trucks. So we'll be looking into those. Also, the Kodiak and the top kicks, same deal there. So those will be coming down the pipeline soon. But yeah, transmission line's a huge deal. We sell a ton of them. Everybody seems to love them.
I needed a set once, and it was like the truck didn't have that many miles on it, and I noticed transmission fluid dripping at the front. Like every morning when I'd go out there, and the kit was really nice. Like the fittings, the hose, the install wasn't, you know, bad.
I want to say I remember sending a set your way. I don't remember. Yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah, they're definitely cool. Yeah, you guys do a lot of cool stuff. It's nice to see the hard parts that you guys have, and I know you're a great fabricator in the things that you build. So when these people, you know, order a kit, whether it's from you guys or one of your dealers or something like that, there's a lot of time and expertise that went into making sure the parts fit. You know, they work as intended, that people are happy with them. So it's cool to see that out there in the marketplace.
Yeah, that's what all of us try to strive for. I mean, all USA made, and try to keep it all made in-house here to, you know, be the best product you can be. We may not be the cheapest, but it's a good part when it goes out the door.
For sure. Yeah, you'd mentioned Hunting for Horsepower. I haven't been to it, but I have heard about that event for a long time. And it seems like each year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I wanted to ask you, like, what do you guys have going on there as far as like dyno, dirt drags, things like that?
Everything is going on. I mean, there's not a boring time in that day. You need to get out there if you haven't been. I mean, you got 2 dynos rolling all day. Like, I want to say last year, I could be totally wrong, but it was like almost 200 tracks or more, like dynoing.
Wow.
Like, there's a ton. And then, you know, you got dirt drags that are, I want to say they start at like 11 this year. So there's a bunch of classes just racing nonstop, dynoing nonstop. Tons of vendors. Like, there's a ton to do. It's an awesome time. Huge turnouts.
And where is it located at? Where do you guys host it?
It's at the fairgrounds here, Kootenai County Fairgrounds, local here. It takes up darn near the whole fairgrounds, so it's pretty cool.
And you guys are near, is it Coeur d'Alene, Idaho?
Yeah, Yeah, it's in Coeur d'Alene. We're based out of Hayden. I mean, Coeur d'Alene's right down the road. So it's, 5 miles from the shop.
I hear that this year you guys got a bunch of heavy hitters going out to it, and it's going to be quite a show for the people that go.
Yeah, no kidding. Might not even dyno my truck. Shoot. Got all these guys making 2,000 horsepower, and I'm a little guy anymore.
Isn't it crazy how like 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 horsepower is like, oh my gosh. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
now it's like, it's not two. It doesn't matter. But it's not true because like 1,500, 1,600, 1,300, you can go really fast.
Oh, yeah. You go stupid fast on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nuts. I just look at that as dollar signs, though. Like, holy crap.
That's true. Yeah, I saw that on social media when you posted some carnage that happened on your truck, and it was like...
Yeah. That had a crank. It actually spun a main bearing and cooked the crank, and it decided it didn't want to be in the block anymore and took about everything else out with it. Transmission, transfer case, it was nasty.
Wow, that did pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah, I think I got 5 good rods and 5 good pistons. I mean, it bent the bent the camshaft, everything.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work that you had to put in to get it back together.
Oh yeah, definitely. It definitely was a bit of work and a lot of money.
You got me thinking about something that I know I've gotten messages and we've gotten comments on social media about for the Duramax guys is, what was the deciding factor for you to go or think about going to like a 48 RE? What did the Allison not do that you think the Dodge transmission can do?
I think an Allison's too smart for its own good. It's not a fast transmission, obviously. I mean, yeah, you can go 9s. I could make that go 9s no problem, but I'm not going to put, 1,600 horse out there to go down the track to do a 980 or a 990 because it's not shifting fast enough. It's just beating stuff up when you don't need to. It's a great transmission. I mean, if you want to go and weekend warrior, yeah, absolutely, I'd take an Allison, but for going fast, it just doesn't work,
Yeah, I think it's something that like the power of these engines they've come a long way. I think all of them over the last however many years, and the Allison is such a sweet transmission for daily driving, making good power on 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000 horse. But when the trucks get to like your level, it's like,
yeah, you got to make up for it on on the big end and just spray the hell out of it just to get through those slow shifts.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I definitely want to follow what your truck does and kind of some transformations that you're doing with it, because it is a nasty truck. It's crazy to hear in person, so people definitely need to. If they haven't seen it, even if they have, they got to hear it again.
Yeah, it definitely sounds cool. I mean, it's not a Cummins, but it sounds cool.
On the turbo side, what are you running?
It's actually ATS. I want to say it's their Aurora 5500. It's a 76 mil billet 6-blade. And then I got I guess it's the old school one now, Garrett 5541, the 106, has the atmosphere charger on it. And yeah, it just works, so I haven't messed with it,
Oh yeah, it's an aggressive setup you got there.
Yeah, I mean, I went with all new vibrant polished aluminum piping and all that stuff. They helped me out there and changed all the piping up on it so it looks a little different and so a bit lighter and whatnot, but kept everything turbo wise the same.
And on the fueling side, are you running like a twin CP3 kit or?
Yeah, it's got Industrial's their big XP pumps. I'm just running 2. And then their big, I don't even know what size they are. They're Cobras. They're big. Yeah.
Right. I was chatting with the guys over there, and I'm like, so tell me about the Cobras, and they're huge. How much?
Yeah.
Fun?
Yeah. How much fuel you want, you're going to get all of it.
Getting all the fuel.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, and when is exactly the hunting for horsepower? When does it start?
It is the 8th or the 9th.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that's when. So I know it's on like social media. So if, gosh, people out there listening, if you go, I'm sure to like the Alligator Facebook page and Deviant Facebook page, it'll be all the dates and things will be on there.
Yeah, if it's a couple hours away, I would definitely recommend just even going by. Should be. I mean, every year has been big, but it's going to be big. I got a feeling.
Do you know if a live stream goes to the event?
I believe so.
Oh, cool.
I'm not 100% sure, but I believe there is one.
So it'll be sweet. So for the people that may not be able to, make the trip or something like that, you still, your tablet or iPhone or Android or whatever it might be, and just check out what's going on, which is, that's so cool that a lot of events are doing that now where you can't make it, you can still watch it.
Yeah. So they're going to have I believe a sled pull too that night. So it's going to be a stacked day.
Well, you guys are going to be busy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Take some vacation time afterwards.
Yeah, that's no kidding.
Awesome, Chris, man. It's been great catching up with you. And you said we've followed your truck for a long time, and a lot of our listeners out there have asked us questions like, what kind of turbo setup does he have? What kind of injectors? Well, what's going on with the motor? I saw these pictures, so it's cool to catch up with you, and then also talk about hunting for horsepower, which it's grown immensely and become like this Keystone event. Like in September that people talk about, they want to go to, all the vendors you guys have, and really big power trucks.
Yeah, it's going to be a stacked year this year, man. It's nothing but semis rolling up with event trailer type stuff, and then all these heavy hitters coming. It's going to be cool.
Thanks, man. Well, keep up the awesome work. Like I said, you guys have a great reputation out there for parts and all the things you guys are working on for all different types of makes and models of trucks, and staying on top of the new ones too, which, people get a new truck, they want to do stuff to it.
Oh yeah. Yep, they do.
You have to let us know after you do the Duraflight, come back on the podcast, let us know what you think.
Yeah, man. It should be, that's in a couple weeks here, so it should be next month or two. We'll have her up and running.
I'll be bugging you again.
Sounds good, man.
Well, awesome, Chris, man. I appreciate your time today, chatting with us, and tell us about your truck and this cool event coming up.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Don't forget, Diesel fans, make sure and head on over to PPEI.com and ATSDiesel.com if you're looking for tuning upgrades, hard parts, transmissions, turbo kits, pretty much anything else that you might need for your diesel truck. Those guys can get you taken care of. Until next time, keep the shiny side up.